Hey everyone, this is a summary of episode 1, A New Beginning of Drybed County. So, in the first episode, we have created a couple of different lines on this brand new map, which I'm going to be calling Drybed County. Now, I'm going to be streaming these episodes, and as the streams get quite long, I've decided to go ahead and add a summary as to what's happened in each episode. So, this is the summary for episode 1. We began by creating a couple of different lines. So, I'm going to just make this a fluorescent yellow so it's a little bit easier to see. The first line, actually, truth be told, I can't remember which one came first. I think the first one was this one. So this was the second line, sorry. The second line was in Jolet. I still don't know how to pronounce that name for the town. I may be absolutely butchering it. If I am, I am sorry. So the first line is a nice, simple oil and fuel line. So as we can see here, as I scroll through them relatively quickly, we're picking up crude oil, dropping it off at the oil refinery, which is down here. So it's a nice line, actually. It's quite a straight direction line. So we're picking up crude oil down here at this oil well. We're then taking it up to the oil refinery in Newark, which is just over here. And we're actually picking up the oil that it produces. So that's where we're then taking it up to the fuel refinery. This is where we drop off the oil and pick up the fuel, and then we're taking it into Jolet. It's a nice simple line, and then what we're doing on the way back is we're going up, picking up some more crude oil from this crude oil well up in sort of if depending on how we're looking at the map, it could either be like the east or the north. It really depends which way the camera is orientated, but I've been sort of thinking this way, so I would say the northwest. In fact, northwest west really of Jolet. So they come up and pick up this crude oil, and then on the way back, they drop it off at this simple stop for the Newark oil refinery. So, and then they just repeat it. So they go down and pick up more crude oil. So after picking up their crude oil, they're dropping it off at the oil refinery, and then they're going on to the crude oil well again. So that's been quite a successful line. The line has made a fair amount of money in the first episode. We can see that it's not necessarily the most consistent. We have how many vehicles on there at the moment? There's 30 vehicles on there at the moment. And as you can see, it did have a bit of difficulty to begin with, but we've then been making a fair amount of money every few years or so. Sometimes it drops below the cost of the line, which isn't great, but ultimately the years where it is making a profit makes up for that. So the second line that we have implemented in this episode is the Bricks line to Birmingham. So Birmingham, one of our largest cities. If we just double check down here, yeah, Birmingham and Jolet are now our largest cities. Obviously, that would have changed from the beginning because we have been providing goods to them or cargo to them to help them to grow. So currently, Birmingham and Jolet are two of our largest cities. So Birmingham wants bricks, so we have a line here which is providing those bricks. And again, I'm just going to make it a yellow color. In fact, the yellow kind of doesn't stick out, does it? Like a fluorescent blue, maybe. Maybe that's a bit easier. So again, this is just a simple line It literally just goes from the quarry over here in Oxnard, and actually this, to be fair, is a bit more over-engineered than it needs to be. It's a bit of a larger platform than just picking up some stone really requires, but I just wanted to future-proof it at the time. Obviously, that wasn't necessarily needed as such. So that comes across, and we built in a little... we've actually built in a couple of bypasses, so I will go through those in a minute. But comes over, drops off its stone, picks up more bricks. As we know, bricks and construction materials and stone, it's all a 1-to-1 conversion rate. It's a nice simple line to make. So we've gone ahead and picked that up here. We've gone ahead and picked up the bricks here, and then we've just taken them straight into Birmingham and delivered them to the end users as such. So this line is actually a bit more consistent. It's making money pretty much year on year, with the acceptance of the right at the beginning. And to be honest with you, quite shockingly, sometimes it's a little bit more profitable than the Gelée line. I think that's simply due to its length. I think in total it's a shorter line. Truth be told, I don't think there's a way to know the full length of a line. It doesn't really say in the game, does it? I may be wrong. If I am wrong, then let me know in the comments. But as far as I'm aware, there isn't a way to know from point A to point B to point C back to point A how long the line currently is. But in order to help with that, we have created a few bypasses. So we've got a bypass here to avoid Oxnard. As you can see before, they were probably going through Oxnard and down this way. It's a fairly big corner, and this just means that the emissions in Oxnard is reduced, and it also increases the frequency within the line. So we did this to speed the line up and basically make it a little bit easier for the trucks to deliver their stone to the construction materials plant. We've then got another line here, or road, that we've put in. This road helps with connecting through from the construction materials plant to Birmingham. Prior to this and prior to that, they would have come back up through Oxnard and go all the way around. There isn't any other route that is faster, and this was already built. This first section of this road was already built to go to the sawmill that was here, so we simply just connected it in on this side so that the road vehicles could get to this road, which was already built as well, to make things a bit quicker. So that summarizes the Birmingham line. We actually put in a pretty good cut through for the fuel line. So the main one, I would say, is here, and it may not seem like much, but being able to cut off this corner has helped a fair amount, I believe. It's, like I said, it's quite hard to actually measure this, but in terms of the frequency, it's currently sitting at 87 seconds. So potentially, if you go back through the videos, I might have this particular window up. You might be able to see what it was at before. I have an inkling it might have been at about 100 seconds or so. So that means that the vehicles can get to where they're going a little bit quicker and spend less money on maintenance, just traveling, basically. It also makes this line a little bit more of a straight up and down rather than it being off on one corner. We also tried to improve the road through from the Gelée oil well. Obviously, you can see there's been a fair amount of work here, where the access road connects to the main road through from this area, and it actually goes up to Lakewood. This one we've built a line or a road that goes towards Jolay rather than away from it. So it cuts off this corner. It's not that much of a big difference, but it all adds up. And ultimately, down here, we didn't really change anything in terms of what was already there, what was there when the game spawned in, so to speak. So these have been an overview of the 2 lines that we've built in episode 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. All right, bye.